Welcome to the Bad Dadvice Podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by our friends over at Physical Education. That is Jacksonville's best facility for personalized strength and conditioning programs. Over at PE Gym, their personal trainers work to improve your overall strength, mobility, speed, and explosiveness with tailored workouts to make sure every client gets the exact training they need to reach their goals. Visit www.phys-ed-jax.com. That's www.phys-ed-jax.com for more details and to book your first appointment today.
For a little bit there, you sounded really official, and then
That was pretty good.
And then it just kind of like started to tinker off towards the end.
I ran out of breath.
It sounded like it.
Yeah, I ran out of breath.
Those run-on sentences.
It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, maybe go get a session or two in.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm still working on it. We're practicing. And, you know, as good as that official read sounded, for those that are listening, those that are watching, notice we're missing someone.
Yeah. We're already down a cast member.
The four dads are three today. We are missing Abs. His wife said 8 episodes is plenty. You had your little fun and games. Stay here. Feed this kid. I don't want any more sleep regression. You're not doing that podcast tonight.
Yeah, I think Janie put her foot down very quickly, and it's unfortunate because like he was just here yesterday to come watch football.
Right. He was literally sitting in this room in that seat 24 hours ago watching football.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that is probably the reason why he is not here today.
100%. Like I could not be more sure that that's the reason he's not here.
Right.
That's just bad planning on Abs' part.
So as great as we've done up to this point, we've had our 4. Now we're going to change it up. We're going to go 3. It's the same 3 people that everybody knows. It's Robo, it's Jaime, it's Trey. We're just missing the fat one.
Yeah, I don't know. Abs can go kick rocks. I
I don't know, because originally when we were thinking of names for this podcast, it was 3 fatties and a dummy. We were gonna let people guess who was who. So
I won't give it. We won't give it away. But we're missing Abs today. But we'll do our best to have some fun. We'll do a little around the room, get everybody's updates, see where we're at, and then we'll have a nice little talk about go bags. I think one of us is getting ready to make their way to the hospital here pretty soon.
Yeah, I think it's coming a little quicker than.
How you feeling over there, bud?
It's surreal. It's almost like a surreal feeling because it's like I know that I could not be less prepared for this.
You're right.
Like
You probably could.
And there will be multiple moments.
I can't be less prepared because like not only do I not know what's going to happen, I
don't know what you don't know.
I don't know what I don't know,
Yeah.
and I haven't even started to begin to prepare.
Right. There's going to be so many moments that are reality checks that you're just going to go, oh my God, I could never have prepared for this feeling emotionally and physically, like mentally, whatever you want to say. Like all of these things are going to be true. It's going to be great, right? There's not going to be all terrible, but there's going to be moments where you're just going to go, I don't remember ever in my life being this tired and like unable to rectify the problem. Like most times you're like, okay, I'm tired, but I just have to get through this 8 a.m. class because then I can go take a nap because I was partying too hard last night. Like,
yeah.
And you're like, I'll just take a nap at like 3 o'clock and like I'll be good. That doesn't like exist. There's no light at the end of the tunnel oftentimes, and you just have to remind yourself that like there will be, you just don't know when it's coming.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that I'm getting like most nervous about is because like when I talk to everybody, it's like, yeah, like if I get tired and like like in terms of battery, like my battery drains down to 1%, they can hand the kid off to their spouse and they can go take a nap, or vice versa. Like the spouse can hand the kid off and they can go take a 45-minute nap. I'm gonna have 2 of them.
Yeah.
Who do I hand the kid to?
Right.
Like I can't.
Grandma and grandpa.
Yeah, like I am. The closer it gets, the more happy I am that Emily's parents bought a house 8 doors down from me.
Oh, it's gonna be an absolute game changer.
Yeah.
But it's definitely whenever you've got the in-laws, like everybody loves Raymond style, like right next door, and you're like oof, and then you have kids, you're like, this ain't so bad.
Yeah, it's a benefit.
Yeah, for sure. And like they have a house 8 doors down from me, and then they also have a house like an hour away, and that's the one that they stay at most of the time anyways. But I feel like once the kids are here, at least her mom for sure will be like, hey, I want to be around, I want to help out, because she knows it's going to be a lot. So I think that's kind of a blessing in disguise is going to be to have her mom so close. My mom said she'll come up as soon as the babies are born and help out as long as she can for as much time as she can get off of work.
Yeah.
Luckily, again, Emily's parents are retired. They're both retired. So it's like, I'm going to be just tired.
Yes.
Help me out.
The other thing that's, I think there's a lot of it. So having two babies, I think it'll be harder later on when they're mobile.
Yeah.
I think when they're not moving, I think it's
like the terrible twos kind of thing.
I think like once they become mobile and they're like going in two directions, and
Yeah.
it's like, whoa, I see one. Where the heck's the other one?
Yeah, like we'll just be playing zone defense all
Right,
day.
like that's the difficult part. But
As long
I
as you
think,
can keep them in the pack and play, you're good.
I think this initial little phase is not going to be as bad with the two. I don't think the two is going to feel so difficult or so much different. There will be like you got to feed both of them and one person can't do it, right? That'll be tough. But I think it'll just be like the normal every parent kind of, oh my God, like they need to eat how often? They poop themselves how often?
Yeah.
Like this is like, you're like, wait, this is like way more than I expected. Like right off the bat, it's like boom, like immediately there's like so much that's different so fast.
And that's another thing that I think about all the time is like babies already shit themselves all the time. What if one of them just like is on a ridiculous shit schedule?
Yeah.
And it's like every 30 minutes and the other one's like every hour and a half.
No,
It's gonna suck.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
That's gonna suck.
It's gonna just be a
I
nonstop,
really hope that they're on the same schedule.
just nonstop changing diapers left and right
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
at least the first while.
Yeah.
So later in the episode, we'll talk a little bit more about the go bag in particular. This mystical bag of tricks that you take to the hospital to make sure that you're prepared, because it's the last. What's the word? Vessel of your prior life that bridges you into this new life and hypothetically prepares you. The proverbial stick with a bandana over your shoulder as you walk like Tom Sawyer to the next town. Like this bag is very symbolic, right? It needs to prepare you for being a parent. I'll say right after that, it won't. But we'll talk about all the things that go into it, and we'll see which ones are overrated and which ones are
So what
underrated.
he's saying is you need to bring the beer stick.
Yeah. Yeah. Bring a beer stick and at least a case of beer.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
So what you got? You got any updates, Jaime? What's going on with you?
Nothing crazy, but recently we did get a chance, and this sounds random, but me and Tiff got a chance to go to the Thomas Rhett concert this weekend, and we were lucky enough to be able to do a tour and get a meet and greet with Thomas Rhett and all that stuff. And there were so many people there, so they were kind of just running people in and out for pictures. But Tiff actually wore a shirt that said "Baby's First Concert" and had an arrow pointing down. And when we were taking our picture, Thomas Rhett was like, "So I'm going to assume that this means that
Did he
you're
ask
pregnant."
who was pregnant? I think we figured out who the dummy is.
But so he made a comment. She was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And so we actually got to take a minute to talk to him. I was like, "So, do you have any advice?" And he just said, "Man, just breathe. You're never gonna be ready, but it's gonna be the best thing you've ever been a part of."
Well, pretty generic. Fuck Thomas Rhett.
Yeah, that was very basic advice.
No, it is.
But in the moment,
Yeah,
with a couple beers in me, it
pretty-
sounded like
sounded-
Aristotle.
like, this is-
Yeah, I mean, sitting there, he says, and he goes, "Oh my
I
God,
never
I
thought
never
of it
thought
that
about
way.
breathing."
thank you, Mr. Rhett, dude. That was really good, dude. Thank you.
I mean, that's kind of how it went
Throw
down.
me in the river.
But it's funny. No, it is funny. It's true. Just breathe. Like in every moment, like don't shake the baby and breathe. That's it. Just-
Yeah.
That's
your
pretty much
mantra.
it.
That's your mantra. Don't shake the baby and breathe.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I've had so far.
Okay, well, we're getting there. You wait till you start to get some of the kicks and the bumps and the this. Like you'll be very soon. You'll start.
We're
to
at
see
that.
Some,
We're at almost 16 weeks now. So we're in that time frame where all of a sudden Tiff's just gonna get like sucker punched one day,
yeah.
and she's gonna be like, "Why did you hit me?"
Lightning.
I didn't do that.
Yeah.
You'll learn the phrase lightning crotch and think that sounds silly, but it's real. And
That was my nickname in high school.
They'll talk about it a bunch. Lightning McCrotch. Yeah. So my son, in school, he just graduated to the next class up, And one of the requirements for graduating to this next class up is he has to wear shoes every day. So this kid he
can't walk.
Oh, he'll be walking soon. He be walking
Whether
soon.
he wants to or not.
Yeah.
I'm
Buying these damn shoes.
I'm dropping him off in the parking lot and letting him walk into class next week.
Checking himself in.
They go, you got shoes on, go. Yeah, so they're saying you got to wear socks and shoes every day because they're going to try to, foster the walking and whatever. And he hasn't worn shoes. Like, he's never worn shoes. So if you've ever seen a video of like when you put,
shoes or socks on a cat.
put shoes on a cat, that's like what he's doing is just not understanding why my feet are contained. But yeah, so I think he's getting in this little phase where the world is gonna start to become like very different, and he's been like in the same. He's had like the same environment for a pretty consistent amount of time, and that feels good, and it's been nice. And as a parent, like once you get into a groove, it all changes. So he's going to be going into his own bedroom soon. And he's going to be wearing shoes to school every day. Like he's going to be getting separation anxiety. They took him into the new classroom and he was crying today because he was just in a new classroom. So all this stuff is like now he's at the age where he can start to recognize his surroundings and not know that he'll realize it's unfamiliar. So this is going to be, I think I'll have some interesting takes soon about that development phase as they reach that 1 year mark and start to see like the world as not just this immediate world, but like it's different than this other world in the next room, in the next room, in the next room. Wait, where are my parents? Oh my God, I'm freaking out. That's all starting to happen right now.
I just love that you used that example of the dog or cat with socks on, just because for the listeners, that's a picture that anybody that's ever had a pet can see in their head and immediately place.
Yeah. A lot of people will say have a pet because it gets you ready for having a kid. That's not true. But if you have a cat and you put shoes on it, it prepares you for this moment in being a father.
Yeah,
That's something.
Yeah, get a dog. It prepares you for being a kid. Oh, so I just like let him out back for a few hours. Like, go do your thing and come back in when you're hungry.
So just tell my kid to just shit in a box.
Yeah, like
Bark when you need to go outside.
Ring the bell.
ring the bell.
Ring the bell. Yeah.
Oh man, that's you're at a stage now, like you said, where Ivy's gonna really start to like experience new things and kind of be on his own. Like once he starts walking, it's like he wants to go explore new things, and like he's gonna be running around this house like just like constantly. Like you're gonna have to start really baby proofing some things.
Yeah, we've started the baby proofing process, and it's gonna get more intense. I think we'll probably try to do a conversation around baby proofing once assuming Abs eventually comes back to the podcast.
Yeah, we're still not sure.
We don't know if he's ever coming back.
We're not even sure if he's alive right now.
But that's like, well, I guess that's true of anyone.
Yeah.
Anybody outside of this room, I don't know if they're alive or not. Because that's
It's basically like a baby.
it's
You
like
don't know what's going on
it's
outside the room.
like Schrodinger's cat.
with socks on.
Let's just make only cat references.
Yeah,
all
for
episodes.
the rest of the episode.
All cat references. But yeah, once he starts to baby proof, we'll have a conversation about it because Ivy is at the point right now where he is crawling around and getting into things and wants to, like, as soon as he sees the pantry door open, it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to the pantry. And it's like, oh, look at all these things. And I'm like, dude, I don't need you in the pantry, like having like a crock pot fall on your head, dude. Please get out. So yeah, in that pantry is tough to baby proof because like the door opens in and it's weird and all, like they don't make things that baby proof everything. So like a cabinet is pretty standard. It opens out and what.
Yeah.
But there are other, like every drawer and cabinet and thing is different. Like we were thinking about, can we baby proof like a toilet lid? Because he like stuck his hand in the toilet after I took a piss the other day. He's healthy and happy. And it's like,
sterile.
dude, like don't grab the piss, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't grab the piss. So we got to figure out like all these little baby proof techniques. And
Things you never thought you'd have to say. Don't grab the piss.
Don't grab the piss. Come on, man. But yeah, so that's it. So that's our updates. And now we get into the core of the episode.
Core of the episode.
Big core guy.
All right. So let's get into everybody's favorite point of the episode.
It's time to play Overrated, Underrated.
You're ugly. You're disgusting. I'm going to kill you. Give me $200.
Everybody's favorite point of the episode.
Yeah, what?
I think you need to work on.
All right. My favorite point of the episode.
Your transitions into things are so ridiculous.
I think your brain goes dead, and you just go like, I can't wait to press this button.
He starts to like his brain goes dead, but he starts to verbalize all his actions. Like,
Welcome to my life for the last 31 years.
it's like, dude, just hit the button.
Just hit the
Like,
button. Like, what are you-
okay, I'm gonna press this now.
Welcome to everybody's favorite point of the episode and things and stuff for today's episode.
All right, so now that shit on Jaime's done, yeah, basically the way that we're going to do this episode is we're talking about the go bag to the hospital, and we're going to play a little overrated, underrated with all the things that we think or he thinks that he should have. So
we'll have an expert's opinion, a novice's opinion, and someone who's currently packing their go bag literally right now.
technically it'd be an
Haven't packed a
expert.
thing yet.
You have
Not a single thing.
you have the bag selected?
Don't even have a bag yet.
Oh my god.
I own 0 luggage. The only thing I own is like duffel bags.
You're allowed. That can be a go bag.
Yeah.
Publix bag.
I do have a bunch of Publix bags.
All right, so let's think about all the stuff we're going to put in there. We won't talk about the vessel itself. We'll just use
He might
the generic-
literally show up with the stick with a bandana on the end of it.
yeah, like a piece of bamboo stick and like a bandana.
Is that Tom Sawyer? What is going on?
If I took the time to actually show up with a stick with a bandana, I would, one, it'd be great for the podcast, like just to throw that up on like the Instagram or something. But two, Emily would be so mad at me
fucking Huckleberry
for
Finn over here?
taking my time to do that.
Yeah, that would be funny. That would be funny. So
Donut.
in this proverbial handkerchief on a stick, what is in this handkerchief on a stick? One of the things that we'll talk about here for overrated, underrated is clothing for you and the baby. Have you thought about that?
I have thought about that. We do have baby's outfits picked out, but I don't know like how, like, do I just need like one outfit?
So, I am going to tell you that you should overpack because
For me or for the baby?
all of the above. Because everybody's labor is different. There are some people that are in labor for a long time, and then depending on how the delivery goes, you could be in the hospital another 2 days.
You'd be in
So-
the hospital a lot longer than that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but granted, you could always go home, but you might not want to if things are, God forbid, touch and go or whatever. Like, so you should have 2, 3, 4 days worth of clothes.
I mean-
ready to go in the car just in
Yeah.
case.
Like,
Now here's the other thing, right? Is that like Emily probably won't need clothing because she's just gonna be in a gown hanging out.
Yeah.
Right. So like, while she's recovering in a bed, she doesn't need like 10 outfits. She's not like mixing and matching clothes. Do these leggings go with these blouses?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
after the delivery, she's gonna not want to be in a gown.
If it's a C-section, she won't want to do
yeah,
anything.
yeah.
That's true.
Most likely it's going to be a C-section. So it's like you said, she's not going to want to do anything. So I don't think packing a ton of clothes for her is really necessary. I don't know how much clothes I need to pack for the, like, do I just need like one outfit for the babies? Or is it like, am I changing them every day?
You really just need like something to go home in.
oh,
You
yeah,
need
so
like
I'd-
you might need more clothes than anybody because like you're eating a meatball sub, you spilling on your shirt. Like you need to change.
do the hospitals have meatball subs? Or like, do I have to go get my own?
No, the hospitals have nothing for you. You will get nothing. Now you're going to a
We've got
different
Uber Eats
you're,
now, brother.
You're going downtown.
Yeah.
I don't know. They'll have a cafeteria or something, but yeah, you're in trouble. Which leads us to the next. So I would say clothing is a underrated item to consider because you do need to make sure that you don't forget it because you got to go home in something.
Yeah.
And then having a couple extra pairs would be nice just to play it safe. And then the next piece, which is off the back of the meatball sub conversation, snacks.
Yeah, dude. I might need to pack like hella snacks because like I can eat.
Dude,
And,
but
like-
here's the problem: if you whatever amount of snacks you pack, they will be all gone within 8 hours.
Yeah, 8 hours.
Every meal,
gone within an hour and a half.
every meal that you have,
I'll be sitting there eating a bag of chips while they're doing the C-section. Hey, get over here! No, I got chips on my
you
hand.
go like, when did I eat last? 30
I got
minutes?
Cheeto fingers.
Yeah,
Like, I
shouldn't
ate-
eat that popcorn.
I ate 30 minutes ago. I could go for a king size Kit Kat. Like, why did you pack only candy?
So,
What
is there like specific snacks that I should pack, or is like candy a no? Because it sounds like you're bashing on what I was gonna pack.
Listen. This is gonna be an awesome thing, but also it's gonna be a very uncomfortable situation for a couple days. You want to bring what's gonna make you happy and comfortable.
What makes you happy and comfortable?
Chicken tender pub subs.
Boom, 3 of them, good to go.
Yeah, I would say try to stick to like something that's like of real substance, because there's vending machines if you just want to grab like a candy bar.
Okay.
Like, you don't need. I don't think you need to pack
So
like a ton.
so
of,
I need to pack like meals, like not like.
something that would sustain.
So
you.
so is that? Do I like bring like a separate cooler for that? Do I just like wheel a cooler in there with
bring
me?
a Yeti.
Bring a Yeti into the.
He's got a tank top on, a straw hat. He's wheeling his Yeti in.
He's got a bandana on a stick and a Yeti cooler.
Yeah, I don't think you need to get that. Like, here's the thing that's weird, right? So, like, the birth giver will be taken care of. That'll be fine because
Yeah.
they're gonna just feed them whatever. So it's
Yeah.
really like the snack thing would be for them. A couple of candy bars and whatever, bag of chips would be fine for them. But for you, like, you're gonna have to figure out every meal, and it's gonna be either something that you packed, you're gonna leave the hospital, or you're gonna have to go to like some hospital cafeteria,
Yeah.
which can be very hit or miss depending on time of day.
Really can't. Some places have great food, some places do not.
Yeah, and what they're serving, and you go there, for lunch one day, and maybe they have one good thing, and you're like, oh, am I going to get the same thing every day for a week?
Yeah.
Like, if you're there for a week.
So food underrated.
Yeah, and
Very.
I'm kind of like the food thing to me, like snacks is definitely more of like a high priority item.
Oh, you don't say.
just because like with twins, and I don't think I've mentioned this on the pod. My wife and I did IVF, so like we were already considered a high risk pregnancy. Then with twins, it was like even more of a high risk pregnancy. So like chances are very, very good that the babies end up in the NICU,
Yeah.
at least for a short amount of time. Hopefully, only a short amount of time.
Yeah.
But like no matter what, they're going there.
It's a good
So
point.
it's like I don't know how long they're going to be there. So like, am I staying there? You know what I mean? So it's like I don't know.
You have to stress eat.
Yeah, and
Like,
I'm
you
a
gotta, like-
big stress eater.
You gotta, like, stress eat.
Yeah,
right?
like I'm a big stress eater. So like when I get really stressed out, like watching football.
Let me watch football and
I
eat
ate 2
popcorn
subs
chicken.
yesterday watching Dolphins game. So like
Yeah, I would say, like, for some people, there's a problem with like not eating enough, and
Yeah.
they'll like pass out because they
Never
like
had
haven't
that.
eaten, and it's the middle of the night, and they're doing more activity than they've ever done, like in the middle of the night, and people will pass out, like low blood sugar. I don't think it's a problem for you.
Never had that.
Just to be clear, but that is a consideration that some people will have, not those that are on this podcast. Giving
I mean, I
advice.
guess the good thing is like I can always like once they're there and like they're in the nurse's care and stuff like that, I can check on Emily, make sure she's all good, and then like, hey, I'm gonna go grab a sandwich and like leave, right? Like I can
Yeah.
I can just go and then come back and
Megan was okay that I was leaving, but we were also like moving into a house the day we were giving birth, so it was like
Yeah.
I had to leave. I had to
Yeah.
go move stuff into a house, like I had to.
Yeah.
But it is, you can move, you can leave.
okay.
And you don't want to miss the birth, but
Yeah.
like usually there's more of a heads up than like 2 seconds. If you're like, I'm just gonna run to Chipotle, or KFC or McDonald's
Yeah,
or
I'm not a
Burger
Mc-
King or
I'm
whatever.
not a McDonald's guy, but
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's snacks. So, make sure. Now, obviously, we just talked about snacks for quite a while.
We could talk about food for an hour and a half, so let's move on to the rest of the bag.
Here's our little pro tip: loose fitting shoes for the birth giver, because they're not going to want to tie their shoes. They're just going to want to slip something on and go. So don't pack sneakers, pair of flip flops. That's all you need.
I'm not gonna
Okay.
lie. When you brought that up, I wasn't even thinking about that part of it. I was just like, yeah, Crocs.
You're thinking like Crocs for you.
Crocs for me, because
Yeah.
it's gonna be really annoying to have shoes on.
Yeah, you want to take them off. Like,
that's a really good point. I didn't even think about like whatever shoes we need to pack for Emily. Like she I mean, at this point, like I think for the last 3 weeks, I don't think she's actually put shoes on.
Right.
Because like she's like so big at this point, she can't like bend down to do
Right.
anything. So she's been wearing all like slip-ons or slippers or flip-flops. Like that's all she wears
But like,
anyways now.
like when you get ready to go to the hospital,
Yeah.
you might be thinking like, I'm gonna get ready to go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna get ready and
Yeah.
wear shoes, and because you gotta, and because you're going out on this adventure, and it's like, no, just flip flops or Crocs
Yeah.
or whatever.
Go on some slides.
Yeah,
Yeah.
throw some
Call it a
slides on.
day.
You're good, man.
yeah.
So that's an underrated little pro tip there.
Okay.
Loose fitting shoes. Phone charger. That's an obvious one.
Yeah.
But which is, I mean, I don't know. Phone charger should be pretty obvious. I don't know if that's under or overrated. It's just rated. You need to
Yeah.
have a phone in this modern society. The underrated aspect is external battery if you got one.
Yeah.
because a lot of outlets don't work and a lot of issues happen with charging your phone.
Yeah, I didn't even think that
They're
outlets might not work.
they're also hard to find. Like, there's not as many outlets as you think there would be because a lot of things are in the room being used. So one, like you said, a fully charged external battery is huge, and also, if you are going to bring just a regular corded charger, you got to bring one of them big old 10, 15 foot some bitches.
So that's what I was gonna say is like 3 years ago I went to go buy a new phone charger from Amazon just because mine had like they always like split right at the ends, like whatever. So I was like, oh, I need to buy a new one. I accidentally bought a 6-pack of 12-footers. So I have 6 12-foot chargers laying around my house.
Guy's got a country mile of cordage
Yeah,
over there.
like, I can charge my phone from anywhere in my house.
It's also good, like, bring a double up because we brought a charger and it didn't work when we got there. So, like, we had 2 chargers and one of the 2 didn't work. So, like, me and Megan had to, like, flip our phones back and forth.
Multiple cords, multiple bricks. Like,
yeah, I definitely need to look into some sort of external battery.
You don't want to be like
sure.
you want to be like going to like behind the bed and like pulling something out and you're like beep, beep, beep,
and then the whole hospital's running into the room.
like,
Yeah,
I'm at 2%. The Dolphins are playing. It's halftime. I gotta charge my phone.
That's
So yeah, you might
Don't go in on a Sunday.
Don't go in on a Sunday.
I can't
Underrated.
control-
Underrated.
underrated. Don't go on
Underrated.
Sunday.
The day of the, dude. Actually, no, it's funny because we went to the hospital for like a little scare on a Thursday night, and like while like Megan was freaking out and doing all this stuff, I'm just like watching Thursday Night Football on my phone, like, you good? You good? You good? Everything good? We go home now? All right, it's halftime. Let's go. I got 10 minutes. And then when we went in, I think we went in a week later to actually, like, that was the actual day, and I got to watch Thursday Night Football again. It was great. It helped the time go by. So, like, I think you want to, like, if you can get there, like, on a Sunday, and, like, the first day you're there is, like, all football, and then you're like, okay, we're done now. Now give birth. So that's, like, perfect.
Yeah.
Check in at 7.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it won't be on a Sunday. At least if it's going to be on a Sunday, be on, like, week 6. When the Dolphins are on a bye.
Yeah, boom. Dolphins bye. Come on, that's serious. Here's another one. A water bottle. Have you thought about that?
No, they don't have water at the hospital?
They got water, but sometimes it's in cups. Sometimes they don't have.
Wait.
Oh, is it like little tiny cups that just like piss you
little
off?
styrofoam.
Also,
Yeah.
we've gone over this. She has water.
Also, that's what I mean. Yeah,
You.
Oh, I don't have anything.
she'll get
nothing.
she'll get a big old cup of water, right? And you'll get nothing. You might get a little cup like at a water cooler down the
They
hallway.
tell you to go find a hose out back.
So make sure I pack some waters in my Yeti cooler.
Right. Yeah, that's waters. Yeah, for every 2 beers, mix in 1 water, and you're golden.
All right.
But yeah, if she wants one, another little pro tip is if you just have like a regular Yeti that's like pretty heavy for somebody that just had a C-section.
Yeah.
So a lighter water bottle and with a straw is also good.
Yeah. So like that, I actually
Not
did,
one of those fucking Stanleys. It's
I
like
was just gonna say
87
that.
fucking pounds.
Yeah,
dude.
those things.
Throw a Camelback in there.
Yeah, that would actually
Dude,
work.
those Stanley things are so heavy when you fill them up. I was like, today Emily was like, "Hey, can you get me some water?" And I filled the thing up, and I was like, "I got a workout in, just carrying it back into
you're
her."
like,
You
what do
really
you-
need
what
to
do
go
you-
to PE.
Yeah,
You're like, what are
dude.
you drinking? Lead?
Yeah.
What the fuck is in here?
Yeah, it was like, dude, it was insane.
She won't
that
be
thing
able
was
to use
crazy
that
heavy.
for like 4 months. Like it's gonna be too heavy for her to use for like 4 months. So yeah, I would say a lighter one with like a straw is like a.
So
that's like
so
a
make
pro tip.
sure for the daddies, make sure you bring your own water bottle.
Boom.
Yeah, I think you got to do that because if you're living off Dr Pepper from the vending machine, that's not gonna go well.
I must have
Yeah.
had 13 Dr. Peppers.
Oh man. So what's the because I'm assuming that we'll end up being there overnight and whatever. I know you guys have complained about the bed that you sleep on.
Saltine cracker.
Yeah. Is this like a thing like bring your own pillow kind of thing? Because like I actually, because of all the surgeries I had in college, I have to sleep with like 30 pillows just to like prop my arms up the right way.
Yeah.
But like I can get by with like 1 or 2, but like do I need to bring my own, or is that like they have pillows there? Or?
Big,
No.
nice pillow and big, nice blanket.
You don't get a
huge.
pillow. She will get pillows. You get none. Let me make that clear. They don't go, "Oh, you're sleeping on the couch. Would you like a pillow, Mr. Roberson?" They go, "Fucking couch is over there. Shut the fuck up."
The one thing I will say, working in the hospital, the one thing that we will never run out of is blankets. They will give you blankets, but you're going to need about 17 of them to get comfortable.
Well, you're kind of short, so it'll work okay. It's tough for me to get a blanket because they're not long enough.
No, I tend to run in that problem too. My legs are too long for blankets.
So yeah,
Got it.
so we brought one pillow. And,
Okay.
And it was like it was for Megan. And I'm like, I'll just like use whatever. Like I can pretty much sleep anywhere.
Yeah.
But I had literally nothing. Like I had literally like a couch that was like an industrial couch that's made of like
less comfy
plexiglass.
than these.
Yeah, these are comfortable.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you could fall asleep on these without a pillow and like be okay.
Yeah, you'd be
I
okay.
have.
Yeah, you'd be okay. So she needs a pillow because potentially, she might not like the ones they give her. So you want to just make sure she's okay. But you need, if you're a one pillow guy, you need one. If you're a two pillow guy, you got to add two pillows to whatever she needs.
I'm gonna look so weird walking into this place
Don't
with
matter.
a bandana on a stick, rolling in a Yeti cooler with 40 pillows.
Right.
I'm gonna look ridiculous.
As long as you're
Is this guy
prepared.
moving in?
This guy camping?
As long
What's
as
he
you're,
doing?
As long as you're prepared. Is he tailgating?
Yeah.
And
If it's on a
sleeping?
Sunday, I'm definitely tailgating out there in the parking lot.
I'm gonna tailgater squatter.
What's really going to be weird is when you roll the little charcoal grill in behind you.
Yeah.
Okay, overrated, underrated charcoal grill for the
Underrated.
underrated. Yeah, hey Doc, you want chicken or bratwurst?
I need a spot to plug in my George Foreman.
Yeah.
Yo,
Plug in the Jofo.
honestly, like
Are you allowed to take a Jofo into the hospital?
I don't
Would they
know.
allow that?
No.
I don't know.
No.
Is that
That's a no-go?
is it a no? I know you can't have one in a dormitory. Our hospital's more strict than a dormitory because those
Yes.
fucking RAs are kind of fucking assholes. In the
Yeah.
dorm, right?
Anything that causes ignition in a place with a lot of oxygen is a no. Like pure oxygen in a room.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Just say- so-
Like Earth.
So don't fire your grill up on Earth.
No.
Yeah, like an oxygen tank. Yeah, that's fair. But does a Jofo ignite? It's just
Yeah, it's just electric heat.
like a
I don't
warm.
know. I would say underrated, but don't do it.
Yeah, I would say don't do it unless you're like in a real chill.
Unless
location.
I ask beforehand. Like, hey, can I bring the George Foreman in here? Because I think we're scheduled on a Sunday.
Excuse me, nurse. I have a George Foreman in my
Or
truck.
take it outside.
That's true. You could just go out to your truck and
Yeah.
do a little panini press in the back of the bed. I never thought about this. Now we're workshopping.
Yeah.
We're not even overrated, underrated.
Yeah,
It. Now we're
I
just
have
workshopping.
outlets in my truck. I'll just crank that bad boy on.
That's what I'm
And
saying. You could tailgate
listen,
for your own birth.
we are coming up with genius ideas right now.
It's good.
I'm glad that this is recording because this is going to be out in the world for everybody to hear.
Normalize tailgating your own childbirth.
Seriously, have your bros come over.
Have everybody come over and tailgate.
Now here's
then-
the only problem is
dude,
that
throw it up on a
I would get
Jumbotron?
I would get so drunk at
The
your
ol-
delivery.
the only problem is a lot of hospitals have parking garages, and then in Jacksonville, a parking garage just like fell apart like a week ago.
Oh yeah,
We're not going to talk about that.
yeah. What the heck, man?
So I don't know if I want to be tailgating and jumping up and down when the Dolphins score on a parking garage that's 55 years old. Just saying. All right, here's another. We'll back to the list. This is kind of underrated. So when you pack your go bag, you are gonna pack like just enough for whatever fits in the bag, and you'll kind of fill it with shit. You almost need to make sure you have like another bag or another mechanism to get stuff out because they're gonna give you quite a bit of stuff, like papers. You're gonna get a bunch of paperwork, a bunch of documents, a bunch of so they give you formula sometimes and like little nipples and I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me? You know they have.
Not expecting that.
Sound effects, mouth dings.
Mouth something.
So, but yeah, you have to get like they're gonna give you quite a bit of crap that you have to like
Yeah.
take with you. So, an extra bag. If you haven't thought about it, bring an extra bag. It's underrated.
So when you say an extra, are you saying like an extra whole bag, or just like, do I need something just to keep the documents in?
Well, it's more than just documents. It's also like formula and like bibs and a couple of what's swaddles and like they're gonna just like there's like
Oh, they just like give it to you?
Just like hand you a
Yeah.
bunch of shit.
Oh, I thought like
because they don't know that you have stuff at the house. Like there are people that give birth that like don't prepare
Oh, you have
like at all.
no idea.
Right?
Oh.
So
yeah. See, like I assume that everything that was like at the hospital stayed at the hospital.
More or less, yes, but they will hook you up with things. It's
So,
by
like-
law that you have to have certain things to leave the hospital.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I knew that, but like I assume that things, like the swaddles or, do they have like extra diapers and stuff in there? So like am I getting charged for all this stuff like to use like? Okay,
Yeah,
so
yes,
if
but-
I just take it and throw it all in my bag and say no, I paid, I'm going to pay for it.
No,
so
you're
like,
not-
just chill out.
I mean, I don't think they're like line item charging you for like a swaddle.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, and there's things like the general things that come into it. Insurance is going to cover like stuff like that. It's not gonna, you're going to have some.
I wouldn't worry about the cost of a swaddle.
Yeah, you're going to have bigger cost.
Yeah.
There's gonna be plenty of costs.
Yeah, there's going to be plenty of costs, I'm sure, but like if I'm getting billed for something, I'm not just going to not take it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, you definitely want to take all the stuff.
yeah, like if I went to a restaurant and they charged me for your meal, I would also eat your meal.
Right.
I'm not going to eat just mine.
Right. Because
Hey,
you
you're
definitely
gonna-
wouldn't get it to go. You'd eat it right then and there.
You're gonna use the rest of that epidural.
Yeah, dude. That'd be nice. Can you put that epidural in a doggy bag for me? That's going to be nice tonight. All right, so that's that one. The other car seat, speaking of leaving the hospital, car seat is, I mean, it's pretty obvious. You don't really think about it, but make sure that you've like pre-installed it and it's good to go because they like legally aren't allowed to help you do anything.
Oh.
So like once you leave the hospital and like go to your car, you can't be like, hey, is this how this car seat works? Like they don't do it. So you can go to like, I think you can go to like a fire station and they'll help you install it if you don't know because you're that stupid. Like you specifically, not like people in general. Like you specifically are that stupid. But yeah, you get both of them installed beforehand in, I guess hypothetically both cars, right? If you're gonna do it, like I don't know what you're gonna do with car-wise, but
we're only having one car. Like I honestly, I probably won't even take my truck because that was the one thing that I did have the forethought to think about was, like I said, most likely it's going to be a C-section. I don't want Emily trying to climb up into my truck.
Yeah.
Her car sits lower, so
Yeah.
we'll make sure that the car seats are installed in her car.
Right.
So that way when we go to leave, it's like, hey, let me help you down into your car.
yeah, I would definitely make sure that they're installed in the car you're gonna go like right now, because you don't want to be installing them like as you're while you're there or when you're as you're leaving and trying to install
Yeah.
it at your because she's not going to be able to do anything. It's going to be just you, and she probably won't feel good. Even if it's vaginal, usually it's like they're not going to feel great.
Yeah.
So I would make sure you have it like done, ready to go, installed. You've practiced taking the thing in and out. Because like the last thing you want to do is like be like sitting in the parking lot like fumbling with this thing trying to freak out. You got two babies crying.
Yeah.
So I would get those things right now because you don't know when it's going to happen. Everything else is kind of like we've already talked about. It's kind of trivial compared to like making sure the baby can be transported home.
Yeah, because like
Having a Kit Kat is not a big deal. Making sure their head isn't rattling around in your car is a big deal.
yeah, like the car seats, because that was like one of the first things we were told was like, hey, like the hospital will not let you leave unless it's like a certain like approved car seat, supposedly. Like there are some car seats that hospitals will not let you leave in.
Yeah.
Is what they told, like that's what the hospital told us. They were like, hey, yeah, like make sure it has this certification or whatever it was. So like we had to make sure that it was had a specific certification for it so that like they would say, hey, yeah, you're good, you can leave. But I remembered like, holy cow, I need to make sure how these things work. Like I know how they work. So like when I had to take Ivy to daycare one day, Megan went out and installed the base in.
Yeah.
I knew that the car seat just kind of popped in.
Yeah.
Emily and I must have sat there for 20 freaking minutes trying to figure out how to just tighten the strap.
Yeah.
We couldn't figure it out. We were both like looking at it like feeling like idiots. Emily's like, oh, just tuck it behind him. I'm like, no.
Once you know how to do it, it's like kind of like pretty obvious. But the first couple times, it's like so different from anything that you're doing right now.
Yeah.
It's just like a whole nother world.
And it was one of those things too that like you said, like once you do it all the time, so like Megan didn't even think to like explain how to tighten the straps because she does it all the time. She's like, yeah, you can't be that much of an idiot.
Right.
So it's like,
You're like, is
well,
he supposed to go like
yeah.
this when I'm driving?
I was that much of an idiot. Like I could not figure this thing out for like 20 minutes and didn't think like, oh, just Google it. I didn't do that. I just like fumbled around with every button and lever on this car seat.
Yeah. So yeah, getting them installed and then bringing the stroller in so that when you because you're going to take the car seat out of the car.
Yeah.
Bring it into the hotel room. Bring it into the hotel room. You know, make sure you check out before 11 a.m. Bring it into the hospital room and then install the baby into the car seat. And you got to carry the whole thing out. With you're going to have two. You got to have that stroller probably. I don't know if you can have two infant carriers in the stroller, but you definitely want to make sure you have that stroller to help you get everything out and pack everything in a stroller so you can push it all the way to your car because it's kind of a long walk with a heavy baby that you're like, you're not going to drop it, but you're like, I don't know.
I don't have the dad muscles yet.
You're
So
like-
it's like you're coming out of the hospital. That's
like
why I was
those-
doing farmer carries the other day, trying to prepare myself.
Hospitals are big, brother. That's a
Yeah, it's a long walk to like, and like carrying it is kind of stressful because you're like, am I moving him? Am I moving him too much? Am I not moving him? Like, what am I doing here? So yeah, that was a weird one for me because we had it installed, but I really wasn't thinking like, oh yeah, I got to get it out of the car and like bring it into the room and then put him in and then take him out. Like all that stuff has to happen for you to leave, and it's like they don't really like the nurses like don't help you. So like we were getting Ivy into the thing, like we're like me and Megan are like it's literally like two fucking monkeys trying to figure out how to like open a banana, and you're like the nurse comes in and we're like, I know you're not supposed to help us because you just like help us put the kid in the thing, and like Megan's tired, like she can't stand up, like just help me put the kid in the thing. And
She's like,
and he won't
no.
stop shitting.
and the nurse was like, yeah, I have the same one at home, like I'll help you. And it was the upper baby, like they just had she was okay to help us, but they're not supposed to like tell you what to do and tell you how to tighten it and tell you to put it in the car.
Yeah.
because they just the liability, they can't be wrong. So
Yeah, for sure.
you know, that's all the
And it's little things like that you don't think about. That
Yeah.
like the liability for the hospital, they can't tell. Like as much as they want to help you because they see you struggling, like they can't do it.
yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, and once you get out, it's on you. And then when you're driving home, that moment of like, whoa, we just had for like a week, 24-hour, a button that I could press to get help, and then you leave and you have nothing. You have the fucking internet, which is a fucking mess, dude. It's
Cancer,
a mess,
cancer,
dude.
cancer, dying,
It's-
cancer.
dude. It's a mess. So yeah, as soon as you leave, it's a weird like reality check. You're like, holy shit, I'm back to my real life, but with two fucking humans in the back seat that I don't know what the fuck they need or want
Yeah.
to do. It's very, very weird. All right, so let's get back to overrated, underrated. I got two more on my list, and then I think we can hopefully we've covered the vast majority of all the things. But toiletry bag with shampoo, having a toiletry bag so that you can shower while you're there. Because
The
unless you want to go home, right? You have to.
I didn't even know there were showers there.
Oh, yeah.
So like
Oh, yeah.
But the
We
only
were-
thing they have is hand soap.
yeah, you can use that.
You can.
Yeah.
No, like I didn't even know there was showers in there. So like I don't spend much time in hospitals in general, much less a delivery room or anything like that. So like we were supposed to try and go online and like book the hospital we're going to does like room tours where you can go in and see what how everything's laid out and what all they have so that you know how to prepare and stuff like that. They stopped doing them like 3 years ago because of COVID.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I wonder why.
Yeah, they stopped doing them because of COVID, and they just like never brought it back. And I was like,
You don't need
How am
to
I
do that.
supposed to?
Overrated.
Yeah.
The rooms are small. You're gonna have a bed. You're gonna have a bathroom. You're gonna have some tables and stuff, and then there's gonna be a bunch of monitors. That's basically it.
It's basically a hotel room.
Yeah.
But replace the bed with like medical shit.
So no bed.
She's
So
got
what
a-
am I bringing?
she's-
a pillow?
She
she's
gets the
got a
bed.
bed.
She gets the bed.
You don't
You're-
have a bed.
You're on the
I don't have
couch.
a bed. Okay.
You know, like hotel rooms that have couch, like nice hotel rooms.
Yeah.
It's like ones with couches.
So I don't stay in those.
It's like there's a couch and then like
Lucky
a bunch
to
of
get a
medical
queen.
shit, and then so it's basically just you get your own little hotel
You get a
room.
pull out without the pull out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can make that work.
And it's basically it's like made of like plexiglass or something. It's like so hard and terrible.
Just dig a hole and put plexiglass.
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah. Perfect.
All right, and then this is my last one for I think this is very, very underrated. If you're a contacts or glasses person, bring your glasses, not your contacts. Especially if you're the
yeah.
birth giver, because you're not going to want to be like putting in contacts. And if you take them out and you don't have your glasses, and you're like, no, I don't want to put my contacts in. Somebody else is not going to put them in for you. And if like the TV's across the way, you can't see it. It's like that's going to be miserable. If you don't have, is Emily a glasses or contacts person?
No.
Oh, okay.
Neither one. Yeah. Neither one
you
of
guys,
us.
You guys are
Yeah.
contacts people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Neither one of us are glasses or contacts. So like, okay, so that's one less thing I have to worry about.
One thing.
Yeah. All right.
Chapstick.
Oh, she's a big chapstick person. Yeah.
Overrated.
Hospitals are very dry. Just chap it up.
And they don't have like chapstick that they can just give you.
We've got little tubes of lube that we use, but it sucks. Just bring some good chapstick.
Bring some chapstick. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of this stuff it's some of it are things that I've thought about, and some of it's like, what the hell am I getting into? So it's like as I'm like we were literally just talking about it before I came over here to do this, was like, hey, we need to like tomorrow we need to like sit down and like get everything ready. And obviously like the one thing as we're going through stuff, we didn't say kids outfits. And I was like, well, what the fuck are the babies gonna wear?
Right.
And she's like, oh yeah, like we need to make sure we pack for them too. So it's like just like having that whole mindset shift of like, hey, now when we do things, we're not just packing for us. We have to also plan on 2 other things being there.
Right.
Oh, shit, there's a baby here.
Yeah. It was basically like that kind of like realization.
And you guys are officially in the zone to like have your bug out bag.
Yes.
Have your car seats installed, have your bug out bag, and like be ready.
Yeah.
Because you don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a good
And
call
you're
too.
like,
Install the car seats.
I know the things that I need to do. It's like it doesn't matter. You know, like some of our friends, Timbo, would wait until probably like the last second. We'd be putting his shirt on as he's like leaving to get out the like he'd wait till the last second to do it.
You
But
think
just
when he left the house, he had a shirt on?
No way.
No shot.
He never has a shirt on.
He probably went to the gift shop to buy one because he forgot it.
Yeah.
Because like while you're in that scramble panic, like it's hard to remember any. Like you literally need to have like your bug out bag almost like in your car, like ready to go. Not that you're gonna forget the bag itself, but like you really don't want to have to think about the pillows and the bag and the blanket and the snacks and the cooler and the thing. You want to like be ready as best you can.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like a we gotta go now.
Right.
Yeah. I think and that's kind of
And there's a chance that like you guys could be out and about. You could be like, we're gonna go to St. Augustine because we think we're good, and then you're, you know,
Not good.
45 minutes away, and you're like, well, I can't do the bug out bag. I'll take you to the hospital, then I got to go all the way home and get the thing, and then you're in the scramble mode.
Yeah.
Now you're doing a scramble drill.
Yeah.
Now you're Lamar Jackson out of the pocket.
And it's definitely we're at that point where I think definitely like tomorrow we want to have our go bag like ready, like the hospital bag ready to go. I'll probably just end up throwing it in the backseat of her car, just like waiting for, even if it has to sit in there for, I think we have 6 weeks left? Yeah, 6 weeks. So like even if it has to sit there for another 6 weeks, it's like, so what?
Or at least practice taking it when you're going to go do stuff.
I'll just throw it in there.
Yeah.
But like, and then installing the car seats is something I didn't even think about. Like making sure that the bases are installed and that we know the operation of how to, you know, click, boom kind of thing to make sure everything works. Like that's something I didn't even, like my mind has been so asphyxiated on make sure we pack clothes and things that we need.
Asphyxiated?
You're
Sorry.
asphyxiated?
Yeah.
Your brain isn't breathing?
Yeah, it's not breathing. I'm freaking out.
Remember what Thomas Rhett said, you have to breathe.
You have to breathe.
Right. Thomas
Okay,
Rhett.
Thomas Rhett.
And it all comes full circle.
There it is.
Oh, man.
I think you're going to do great, bud. I think we learned a lot today. So hopefully everybody else learned a lot today. Maybe we'll see abs next time. Maybe we won't. But till next time, right?
Yeah.
Drop a like, drop a subscribe, drop a hint, drop a
Smash
comment.
the like button, hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button.
Send us an email.
Follow us on all the social media.
Email us, share this with your best friend and maybe that one coworker that you don't like very much. Thanks for stopping by.
All right.